Okay, 15 minutes of hellos. But I did talk about what we're going to talk about today. So, you remember, well, I've been cruising a lot longer than probably a lot of you. I'm not going to say all of you because I'm not going to say I'm the grandfather of cruising around here because I don't want to admit to that. But I've been cruising since 1990. And when I first started cruising, it basically was about relaxation. Being on the ocean was the drawing point. Now they did have entertainment. They had gambling. They had, the nightclub. They had the spa. I mean, they had things on there, but it wasn't pushed like it is today. I mean, they had swimming pools, not the biggest. You think of Carnival Elation, think of Carnival Paradise, the smaller size, and it was more the cruise itself was like part of the journey. And you got on the cruise ship, you slept late, and this we're talking about sea days here. You slept late, you got up, had you some coffee, moseyed around, look at the ocean for an hour or two. Uh Nowadays, no. I mean, from the time you wake up, whether it's gymnastics and exercise classes to the time you go to bed, I mean, you literally would need a planner. They have them on your phone now, thank goodness, where you can keep track of your day of what you want to do that day. And to me, I think people are missing out on um, some of the best part of cruising, and that's just sitting back and relaxing. Who did I see come in? Everybody saying hello. The Bud Files, welcome in, Bud Files. Appreciate you being in here. Okay, now maybe Liz, maybe not gymnastics, exercise class. When we go on celebration, I'm going to take you to one of those exercise classes at 7 o'clock in the morning. I did cabin gymnastics. Does that count? It does. It does. Uh, I think one of the probably one of the worst things that happened to cruising and and just in general relaxation is the is Chris says Liz says you most definitely not. Yeah, we're going to see about gymnastics anyway. Is like the internet. The internet is when I first went. I can remember back in the good old days and disconnecting from the outside world. You didn't have TV, so didn't really know what was going on the news. You could get little clippets of like world news sometimes on the TV in the cabin. You couldn't talk to anybody back home. You could, but at a very premium price. And you disconnected. Deck Chair Diaries, welcome in, welcome in. Detroit Brat, welcome in. Good to see you again. It was when you disconnected, you disconnected. You had no worries. You didn't worry about the job. You didn't worry about the kids. You just disconnected. With the invention of Wi-Fi, now all of a sudden we're keeping in touch. I can remember like back whatever. Don't hate me for this, but like when which one? Either Biggie or Tupac. When one of them got I was on a cruise ship and I can remember it was matter of fact, it was like I had to be Tupac because he was in the hospital for a while and I heard about it on a cruise ship, like a news story popped up. I'm like, what? Anyway, and I wanted to know more about it, but I couldn't find out anything about it. But you just went there and relaxed, and you that's how disconnected you were. And what kind of brought me to like this whole point was going on the Paradise. I know a lot of you don't like the Paradise. It's too old. It's too whatever. But is it really that bad? I don't know. I don't know if it's really that bad. Let me put myself more on screen. I don't know if it's as bad as what people say because I went on Paradise And I got to admit, the videos coming out here, the first 2 or 3 hours on a Paradise, I was ready to walk off the ship. I was ready to leave the ship. I think we talked about it briefly before. I was ready to walk off the ship. I thought the food was disgusting in the cafeteria. I hadn't seen everything, but when I went to the cafeteria to the little sections they had for buffet, I didn't like. I'm like, no, not for me. Found Paradise, cheeseburger in Paradise. I'm like, okay, I might be able to survive for a few days. Then I went to a lounge area. It was a Star on the Seas. No, it was the Keys Lounge, whatever that was. Star Keys. Anyway, whatever lounge that was. I sat it in the side where they had some furniture, and it was old. It was like a little wicker furniture, but it was beat up. It was beat up. I'm like, holy moly, I can't do this. And I was ready to walk off the ship. I called my daughter, and anyway, she talked me down off the cliff, and I stayed on the ship. And I'm so glad I stayed on the ship because it took me back to the good old days of what more cruising was like. Going out of West Palm Beach or Palm Beach, there wasn't this, my goodness, there was no hassle. There was no, hey, I got to go to the port. Uber driver takes me to the port, drops me off. There's no line. There's not an hour wait, an hour and a half wait like you do in Miami now. I mean, you get there, there's really like 2 or 3 people there, and you're all going in at the same time. And I appreciated that. And now it was, Paradise. But you go to check in, and I mean, it's easy peasy. Now a lot of the cruise lines now have that down. It's going to change because everybody's learning the trick of, hey, just get there early. They let you on board. A lot of people are doing that now. So that's going to change. That eventually it's going to catch up, because you can't keep telling everybody that secret and expecting everybody to wait for their time slot. Now, some people are coming in on planes and stuff like that. They can't make it. But yeah, that's going to change. And when it does, it's going to be back to long lines waiting to check in. Shay says, just walk off the ship, Bill. That's a major disappointment. I really was. I mean, it's been a while since I've been on that size of a ship. I was ready to walk off, but I'm glad. As I said, I'm glad I didn't. Now let's forward that on to Icon. And we're talking about just the ship itself, getting on the ship. We haven't gotten into sea days yet. Getting on the ship, Icon was easy. Also, Miami Port was ridiculous. Uber prices have gotten way out of hand. I mean, I spent about $100 to get to the port, and I was in North Miami, right? The South Beach. I was in North Beach, and it was $100. I mean, it's getting out of hand. And as you're walking on the ship, everything, it feels like they're trying to sell you everything all the time. And when I first started cruising, it wasn't like that. Pictures, the only time you had pictures was formal night. They would set up a formal night, and you would go in there and have your picture taken. Not now. They're always taking pictures. Now it's getting so bad, even on sea days, you're just sitting around the pool area. Here comes somebody with a camera. Hey, you want your picture? Want your picture? You want your picture? No. First of all, I have my phone. I take my own picture. But now, I mean, it's always a push. You want to, and I will say on Margaritaville, it was trying to get me to buy the drink package was crazy. I mean, they literally would coming down. Every time I asked for a drink, here's the drink package. You should get this. If you buy this beer, you can get 4. You can get 3 for free, and do this and do that. And I mean, sir, I just want a drink. Can I get a Miami Vice, please? I don't want a package. I don't want a deal. But if you buy 3 beers now, you can get 3 later. You can have them at dinner. You can have them whenever you want. Sir, I don't drink beer. Sir, please, 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 just a Miami Vice. Anywho, Emily says, Uber here in New York is crazy. All that dollar make it impossible to relax. Yes. It does. Once in a while, Emily says it costs $25 to go 10 minutes away. It's getting up there, Emily. But just the push and C days, you used to be able to relax, but now with the chair hogs, with the constant overhead announcements, trivia here, and Icon, whatever they said about Icon, that is truly a family cruise line. I mean, there was so many kids on this cruise. Now I'm going into kid bashing again a little bit, but it wasn't, the Icon really divided everybody well. So, and once you get on the ship and you're walking around, there was plenty of room. It never felt crowded. Only time it felt crowded on the promenade level was like during a show. It never felt crowded. I'll give them that. But when you went to dinner, and this is where the old Bill and the families that are on the ship run into it, because they had their kids there, and for some reason, when my kids were coming up, if my kids were yelling and screaming, I'm taking them out of wherever I'm going, whatever it is I'm at. I'm taking them out. I'm not going to disturb everybody's dinner because my kids are being active, we'll say. So cruising complete. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I would take them out. No, sir. The new families nowadays, they're going to cry. They're going to cry until they can't cry anymore, even though they're right in your ear. Icon. We're cruising. Was it a C day? Might have been a C day. They had Wizard of Oz, the play. Wizard of Oz, the play. 2 hours long, the play. Why would you bring a 6-month-old baby to a play that's 2 hours long? 1-year-old. Why would you bring a child 1 year old to a play that's 2 hours long? And of course, I sat down, perfect seat, dead center. Boop. I came in, I got there early. I wanted a good seat. Family to the right of me, family to the left of me with kids. And they're bouncing around. And the one kid that was 3 or 4, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? And then Dad explaining what that was the entire show. And it just, I appreciate Virgin more because of that. Virgin had another problem that I didn't like as much because of the way it was set up. So long story short, I'm looking at some of these smaller ships, and Margaritaville at Sea, Paradise, it really fit the bill. It wasn't crowded. I don't like dressing up for dinner anymore. That used to be a thing back in the good old days, dressing up for dinner. The old ships, the Elations and all that, they used to have a tuxedo place on there that you could rent a tuxedo. Margaritaville didn't even try to pretend. Hey, come as you are. You straight from the swimming pool, come on in. And it was a lot more peaceful. And I found a couple of places where to eat on the ship. I loved it. These newer ships, I couldn't wait to get on Icon. I did a post for my members. Ham Cheese Adventures. I think that's the old Cruise Nuts, cruise ship drone. Welcome in, Mike. I couldn't wait to get on Icon class ship. I was looking at the Pearl and I couldn't wait, and I had a post. Yay! I made it. No, I have no desire to go on Star. If I got a great deal, I would go, but I have no desire to go on Star. I have no desire to go on Legend. I have no desire to go on Hero. I have no desire at all. Matter of fact, I think Royal is coming out with a Discovery class, which is supposed to be a smaller ship. And I'm looking forward to that, because if we could find a company And maybe, I mean, Virgin was right on the right path. Find a company that can add entertainment locations, quiet locations. I mean, they're taking out the libraries and the quiet places that you used to have on ships. So like on sea days were meant to relax. They have music now pumping through every speaker on the ship. You can't find a quiet place. You know, now with social media, because everybody's social media, everybody's a content creator. So everywhere you go, there's a camera here, there's a camera there. And for most of us, we're respectful. But now you actually have like people out here trying to create viral videos, doing things to create viral videos. And you have to be careful because people are coming up and doing things and getting in an argument with people just to create a viral video. And it's not like the relaxation is gone. And when I was on Paradise, after the first 4 or 5 hours, when I got on Paradise, it took me back. I relaxed. I didn't try to impress anybody. We sat there and talked. There was a lot of country music on it, but they had a good a fusion band, and I mean, it was a good mixture. None of the venues seemed overcrowded. It was mostly adults, so there were no kids yelling and screaming. So you go to a show, the theater wasn't packed and it wasn't standing room only. You didn't have to make reservations. It reminded me a lot of what cruising used to be. And right now, take money out the picture. I think I would rather go on Paradise than Icon again. And I didn't see a lot. I mean, Icon. I mean, but big thing about Icon, let's go. Hold on. I see something. I'm going to come back. I'm going to forget, but remind me because we're going to talk about Central Park. 5 gifts. Oh, thank you, Embarkation Nation. Hold on. Let me do the media assets. Let's see what I have here. I don't know. I'm going to do this one.
Yo, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
All right. I know it wasn't a super chat, but I don't have thank you for the gifted memberships. So I'm gonna do that. And then for the new members, which I have to go back now and look on the YouTube to see who actually got it. But this is for them, the new members. I appreciate each one of you joining the Strong Crew and Embarkation Nation. One of my oldest members of the Strong Crew. Welcome in. Thank you again for that. I must be behind in the chat because I didn't even see you come in. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm falling behind in the chat. Oh, hold on. I saw it somewhere. Up right there. Cruising Complete got a membership. Kimmy Forever got a membership. Just Relax Now got a membership. Digital Anarchy, Leo, welcome in. And Lawn Lifters, thank you so much. Appreciate it, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm getting a message. It's probably telling me who got the super chats. Because I can't, I'm not pulling it up. Yes, thank you, Liz. See what happens when you have good friends and they watch out for you. Because she knew what I had to go through to try to find it, and I'm not keeping up with the chat on YouTube, even though I have the page pulled up. That's for troublemakers. But Liz knew she was looking out for me, so I appreciate that. Okay, where was I at? Oh, Central Park. Central Park. As much as when I first saw Central Park, I'm like, that's an incredible design. That is an incredible design. But that's when it started to go into being on a cruise ship, but it looks like you're not on a cruise ship. And everything started going facing inwards. So the observation decks and things like that, everything now is facing inward and you're looking inward. And on the older ships, you got up, you walked down the hallway, you went outside, you that's where all the seats were, and you're looking at the ocean. You sat there and enjoyed the ocean. Now everything is pretty much geared for you to stay inside. I mean, you got the water park, which goodness knows where the 10 how many slides do kids need anyway? These water slides are they're taking up the ship. I mean, it's all the not just water slides, but the crown edge, whatever on Royal, and the big swing on which you do swing out over the ocean, but the thrill rides on MSC and I think Carnival learned that they're taking off the roller coaster, but they're building just a big water park. If I wanted a water park, I could go down the street and go to a water park a lot cheaper. But I understand about families. But as I said, when coming in, I'm going to talk more about this from an older perspective. I don't need the rock climbing wall. I don't need the water parks. I don't need to swing over the edge of the ship. I understand why some people want to do that, and more power to them. But now you're taking away the old observation decks. A lot of times, some of the smaller, older ships, they go to Alaska because they have observation decks. I mean, picture at least Royal with their Icon class ships, and you actually look outside of the big picture windows they have. I mean, they did a good job on that. I mean, you'll never get to Alaska, but they did a good job on that. Carnival, they have big picture windows on the Excel class ships right behind the stage where there's no seating. I mean, it's like the Excel class ships, if they don't do something about that central stage or whatever it's called, where that's where you come in at the old promenade area, if they don't do something about that, I mean, you with the windows, great idea. No seats around the windows, poor idea. Seats, it's three stories tall, and to cover it up with the levels where you can't see anything, it's ridiculous. It's the worst theater place I've ever seen for a cruise ship to watch a show. It's little. Virgin is getting there because they're so small that there's not enough room. If you don't get there early, you good luck. You're going to be standing up watching the show standing up, or but Carnival, that was the worst design anyway. The old days, they had theaters. There was enough room for everybody. People come in, you watch the show. No, you didn't have it. It never did, and probably never will match the entertainment like on what Royal does. The singers, they don't pay as much as probably I don't know, as Royal does. I mean, Royal values entertainment, and it shows. But on Sea Day, I want to go back, and I do now. People, this is my dilemma as far as like YouTube, and I'm done getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to do a ship tour. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. If you want that, go to somebody else's channel. I'm not getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning to get some pictures of the yoga classes. I'm not doing it. You're wrong channel. I'm going to Sea Days. I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to get me some coffee. I'm going to slowly start my day. Look at the schedule and see what's coming up. If it's before noon, unless it's something very special, sometimes they'll have a tribute to veterans and things like that, and the special brunches. They might have that. That might get me up a little earlier, but I'm done. You guys can have all the ship tours you want. Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go get the ship tour. Enjoy it, because from what I saw, I had the traveling heartbeats. They just got on the Star. They showed me out there where the Pearl was. I'm like, oh, what ship is that? It looked exactly like the Icon. Then could they have a few changes? Same with the celebration, Jubilee, and Mardi Gras. I mean, the big thing they did on Mardi Gras to Jubilee or Celebration, one of them, they moved emeralds from one side to the other. Mind blown. They moved emeralds from one side to the other. Mind blown. You guys can have all that. If I do something interesting, I'll show you. I'll bring it. If there's something that I thought was a must see, if it's must see, I'll get up early on a C day to get it for you. Other than that, nope. I'll start combining my videos, so my trip will be like one long video instead of here's embarkation day. What did you do? I went to the sail away party. I went to the welcome party. I went to nope, not doing it anymore. I don't plan on it. So don't hold me to that, because that might be what I did. But especially like the smaller cruise ships. I mean, I wish Virgin. I wish some of their venues were. I would have said they had it right if they had made their venues more friendly to the crowds. But it was a perfect ship. I'm gonna tell you, on Paradise, and it's been a while since I've been on like an older ship like that. And this had nothing to do with sea day or whatever. But I came up. My cabin was in the front of the let's say in front of the ship. I came up the back stair with the rear elevator shaft and started walking. I put my head down because I knew I was gonna be walking for the next 25 minutes just to get to the other end. So I start walking. And I mean, it's like 2 minutes. And my cabin steward is, Mr. Armstrong, you passed your cabin. I'm like, what? No, I haven't. I just started walking. I got a long way to get to. Oh, I did. Icon, I mean, it felt like I was walking for days coming up on the wrong side. The only thing that worked out for me well on Icon was I was on the 8th floor, Central Park, and I did say I was going to say something about Central Park. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to talk about Central. Oh, the inward looking rooms. Okay, I got it. I said it already. If I was in the rear of the ship, I had to walk through Central Park to get to my cabin. So yes, it was a little walk to walk like from the Aquadome and past all the other stuff to get to Central Park, and then Central Park down to my cabin. It was a walk, but they did spread the people out because of stuff like this. But I'm walking the entire length of the ship, nothing outside. The sky was blue. I didn't, back in the day, I didn't get into cruising because of that. And I'm getting away from it. I sit here and talk cruising with anybody all day long. And I'm still going to do it. I'm just not going to go out of my way to record, to make the same video that I made over and over again. So anyway, let's see. Yep. Ham and Cheese Adventures. Mike, I got that. Cruising Complete Discovery is going to be similar in size of Quantum class based on occupancy. I haven't, that's smaller. That's not really a small ship, but that's smaller. And I understand it's about money. DT Cruiser, Team Smaller Cruise Ships. I'm all for smaller ships now. Liz says libraries don't generate revenue. I know. But it wasn't like that back in the good old days. Everything wasn't about revenue. What you see now, the version of cruising you see now is all about revenue. They're a business. It's all about revenue. They're selling this, they're selling that. It's continuous from the time you get on the ship to the time you get off ship. And they're all doing that. In Margaritaville, doing the same thing right before you get on ship. Buy the drink package, buy the photo package, buy the dinner package, buy this, buy that, buy this. But once you got on, it wasn't such a push. The only thing they tried to sell was the like that first day was like the drink package. But think about the ships now. Every night they set up the cameras to take pictures, blocking the hallways, the aisles. Luckily for Icon, because I wanted to go on the ship so badly, the aisles are so wide, it's not a problem. I mean, you see them all the time, but it's not really a problem. But like on MSC, you go to the atrium, the nice staircases, they block off one, and you can't use that because, well, it's set up for pictures for somebody to take a picture and buy a picture. It's all about generating cash, and I mean, it's a business. I can't blame them, but that takes away what used to be. Again, thanks, Jennifer. I'm just getting past that now. Law Jones said, I'm not sure why you're sad, Law Jones. Castaway goes, I agree, but we are waiting for a Discovery class ship. I want to see what they do. I really do. I mean, I'm praying that they make enough venues to spread out the crowd, and everything's not jam packed, and they bring the adult areas without pumping in the music, because on Icon it was really tough. Even one of my favorite places, the overlooked pods and stuff, they still had music playing. I mean, when I wanted to go live, I wound up really going back to my cabin. Luckily, the Wi-Fi was great on the ship. I go back to my cabin and do my Wi-Fi there. But now it's like, nope, you can't have peace and quiet. You don't want peace and quiet anymore. You want to be entertained. Here's some music playing for you. You want to go here? I'm surprised they don't have, like, in the library have music playing. And the level that they have the music playing, like at dinner time, in certain areas, it's so loud that the people that have a conversation are yelling and screaming. So now you're sitting there with loud music, people yelling and screaming, and all you want to sit there and relax, drink a cognac, smoke a cigar. And back in the good old days, you used to be able to smoke on your balcony. Okay, well, I mean, I know that's probably kind of dangerous, but you used to be able to smoke on your balconies. I could go there, cognac, peace and quiet, watch a sunset, nobody talking usually, because people get on the balconies and start arguing sometimes around me. But I mean, you get out and relax and just enjoy the cruise, the good old days. And that's what I miss. Then it went to the older ships. You could still do that, but then now everybody wants to do the dance, and it's like, and I know a lot of people don't cruise probably as much as I do. But it goes through the same thing. Let's do the wobble. Let's do the feet on the ground, boots on the ground. And I mean, they want to do this over and over and over again. Just leave a little space for us old timers. Just go someplace. I mean, not only us old timers, I jokingly say that, but for people who just want to relax and watch the ocean. I mean, Carnival does a good job, but it would be nicer if it was in the back of the ship, but in the adult area of the XL class ships, in the middle where the pool is and stuff, that was a good area. I went to the adult area on Icon, the Hideaway. Holy moly. It was like a rock show going on there. The music was so loud. I couldn't relax. I couldn't. I went back there, had a drink. Nope, not doing it. I'm not doing it. Let's see. I mean, and it's just all over the ship. Just it's insanely. The music is like insanely loud all over the ship. I'm done with that. My younger days, as I said, 20 years ago, maybe. But if you want to party, they have a nightclub. Go at nighttime, go to a night club and party to your heart's content. I'm just not doing it. Linda T, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. Did I miss Anna? Hold on. Anytime cruising complete. Everybody talking. Ham and cheese. Thanks, you guys. Also, people, if you have not hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button and notification bell and all that good stuff. Um, I'm going to try to start go to my community page, and there's a post there as far as if there's any subject on cruising that you want me to talk about. I'll do my best to talk about it. Cruising is the one thing that I love doing, and I love talking about it. And sometimes, you don't, some of the topics that, oh, I'm like, oh, no, that's common sense. It's not common sense because a lot of people haven't done it. So if anything you want to talk about, just let me know. We're going to talk about it one of these days. Actually, I'm bringing up TJ Adventures, and we're going to be talking about cruising. Chris M, I don't think the Discovery class is going to be that much smaller. I think it's going to be a little bigger than the Freedom class, 4,000 to 4,500. That's a lot of people. Chris, I'm with you. I was hoping for 2,500 to 3,000. That's what I was looking for. That's what I really wanted. And of course, as I've always said with Carnival, it's like they always are always behind. So now they're racing to build the biggest ship out there. And it's like, you know what? I don't want the biggest ship anymore. I give me a Spirit class ship that's renovated and built for today's age. That's a Spirit class ship. Would be perfect. Zaire. Cool super chat it was. Oh, super chat video. I was happy about the. Thank you, Zaire. Appreciate it. And welcome in. If I didn't say it, welcome in. Everybody saying hello, hello. There's Cruise Ship Drone. Welcome in, welcome in. He has 2 channels, by the way, people. Everybody saying hello. Cruising complete. I remember being a kid going on a cruise, and I would go to the arcade because other than the pool, there were no activities for kids. Back on the big red boat days, skeet shooting from the ship. I mean, I understand why they got rid of that. Skeet shooting from the back of the ship. That would make for a perfect adult only cruise. I mean, not skeet shooting anymore because that's just crazy. Having a loaded shotgun to somebody who's been drinking all day. Anyway, but no, I mean there wasn't, and I understand. And these mega mega ships now, they understand. They do understand. My only problem with that is you take up a ton of real estate to build Surfside on Icon of the Sea. It takes the whole back of the ship on the 8th floor. I mean, it's all gone. And that's the thing that I love about MSC World America was the 8th floor. It had the sports bar, it had the smoking section, and they had a slide, but it was like towards the front of the back of the ship. But the rest was like just observation area. So if you want to go back there and catch the waves and the things like that, you could. And it was like, it felt like an adult area. And on Carnival, some of Carnival ships, they have like that. I want to say the Horizon. No, it's not the Horizon class. What class of ship is Horizon? Panorama Vista class ships back towards the back. I think they had it, I just want more quiet areas for adults without the kids there. And I want people with kids to understand kids will be kids. I understand that. You understand that. Your kids aren't going to sit through a 2-hour show. Don't bring them to the show. I know you want to see it. I know how badly you want to see Wizard of Oz play. I know put them in daycare. Put them in daycare. They'll catch it. Just play the movie for them when they get home. But to have them screaming, and of course, 30 minutes into the play, they're gathering the kids up and all leaving. So the play's going on now. Excuse me. Anywho. What's this? Embarkation Nation. I didn't say hi when I came in. Agreed, Liz and Keisha are amazing when it comes to running. They do. Keisha, let me go back here. Liz is always watching, and Keisha. I don't, Liz, are you a moderator? If not, I'll make you one if you want to be one. Um, Keisha's always watching. I mean, I don't even worry about the chat. That's why I don't, I really don't worry about it. I do have the chat like running, but I don't check on it like I'm supposed to, like Instagram, or haven't been checking on that. Leanne Travel Empire, welcome in. Travel Transport Service Tour, welcome in. I know they're probably long gone by now, but TJ Destination, he's in on the Instagram side. Welcome in. TJ Adventure. I said TJ Adventure. TJ Destination. Man, he puts out a lot of videos. If you haven't been over to TJ, go check him out, because he's putting out a lot of content. Did you guys answer a lot of do you want, I don't think I made a poll, but this is a question. Real quick in the chat. 1, do you want chill vibes? Put a 2 if you want big entertainment. 1, chill vibes. 2, big entertainment. If you can, if you're driving, if you're just in the bushes, don't worry about it. But I know a lot of people took the easy way out. They sat on the fence. I like both. Pick one, and there's no wrong answer. There's literally no wrong answer. People like what they like. I like what I like. I like it now more because I'm getting older. I don't want to walk for days on a cruise ship. So I like the smaller cruise ships. But with families, my grandkids, I will love it when my grandkids go on another cruise and they have the slides and stuff, because I'm gonna be there being a grandfather and watching them slide and play and blah 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 blah. They're not paying attention to the ocean. I mean, they don't know all I want to do is go sit back here, smoke a cigar, and watch the ocean go by. They're gonna have the time of their life. Then in my head, I'm gonna be thinking, you could have did that at what's the game place? Whatever game place they have out here. Here, go play games. CJ Barrymore's or something like that. Go here. Go play. Here's some. Go play. You can do that on land. The slides. You can do all that on land. Everything's facing out. You can't really see it. Now I do like that swing MSC does that swings out over the ocean. I got that. Okay, you can't do that on land. Emily, love the new members music. Oh, thank you, Emily. Danny, I mentioned Danny. Danny's there watching out for me. Emily, they're there. I mean, I told you, I don't worry about the chat, and they have free reign. If you start coming in and talking crazy, I don't mind a little crazy talk. I don't mind a little, but if you start getting out of hand, they have all rights to zap you. I'd rather the kids be on the slides than the pool. Well, yes. And that's kind of a topic for another day, but yes, we'll talk about it now because I'm just rambling anyway. I didn't really get into all my notes. I got notes right here that I didn't even get into. Anyway, they need to make an adult area with maybe a couple of pool areas with good views, no kids, and make the the adult area 18 and over, and even like the smoking area. So many people bring. I'm shocked by the number of people that bring their kids down to the smoking area. I mean, it's like make it 18 and over. Wife, watch the kids while I go have a cigarette. Husband, watch the kids while I go have a cigarette. Now, it's something you probably can't do together. If you want to do it together, if it's that big, drop the kids off at daycare, and then you guys come and have a smoke and have a drink together. I don't understand. I don't understand people. So yes, you cannot see the ocean anymore while all the lower decks, with all the lower decks, they make it tougher. I mean, they make it a lot tougher. And me personally, that's what cruising is about. And maybe I didn't mind it when I was younger because I was part of the party crowd. But now I want a good spot. Matter of fact, I'm going on I have 4 cruises booked. Three of them are on Carnival, and one is on MSC. And I actually have the Cove cabin on it. I can't wait because it's gonna take me back to the good old days, and I must probably spend more time out there than I have on a balcony in a while. Zaire, Bill, us kids can never have enough slides. See, I mean that's for somebody, but at least on like icon and stuff, it's all separated. I mean, they did have slides throughout the ship to slide down from one floor to the next floor, which was unique. Didn't take up space. It wasn't bad. Embarkation Nation says, honestly, I'm pretty excited about the water park area. I mean, if that keeps the kids over there, I'm for it. The roller coaster, I never did understand it. You know, I never did. It sounded great on paper, but who's gonna spend, you know, $10, $15 to ride a roller coaster around 1 lap, 2 laps? What's another Banter With Bill talked about the cool things that the big ships had? No, they who's that? Liz? Yes. For families, leave something for us. Leave for if I had a family right now, if I'm going on a cruise with a family, these ships are incredible. But it's getting away from what cruising used to be, Liz. And that's kind of the point. It's safe. They're taking away all the areas. The library doesn't make money. Let's take it away. That was a quiet area for people to go to read a book. The sunning decks, that was a quiet area to read books and relax. But nope, let's pump music in there. So yeah, no, it's no longer a cruise, and that I guess that's the whole point. It's no longer a cruise. That's a floating resort with music pumping out through the whole resort. So yes, the new cruise ships, they're amazing. Favorite ship, World America. They handled the crowd well. They gave the adults 8th floor back of the ship. That they made that like an adult area, well, minus a pool, but it's like a adult gathering area. And when they had the parties and stuff, it's like the adult. To me, it's like, yeah, that's kind of what you want. But not everything. See that right there, that would be the area that I'm talking about on MSC World America. Probably, well, no, they have the kids merry-go-round and all that stuff. But that area on MSC, they don't have that. They do have a cotton candy place. So if you want a snack, you can go get cotton candy. But they do have everything. I mean, Horizon. If I'm not mistaken, Horizon, no. Panorama, they have the bounce area. I think it's the Horizon of Vista. They have a movie theater inside. You're on a cruise. Why would you want to go to a movie theater at night outside in the warm breeze? Hopefully, when they used to have the free popcorn, that was fun. That was unique. But the inside theater to watch a movie, I don't know. But if people like it, Team Reese, Bill, have you done Norwegian? Not my favorite line, but I love the observation lounge, and that was very well done. Norwegian. Norwegian. I did that one. Let me see. It was a group. It wasn't a group cruise. It was a chartered cruise, and I want to say it was NASCAR. And I don't remember much about the ship. I remember it being a big party. Well, Joe, the pain face Bill keeps making his cringe. What? Emily said, Chloe is growing up so fast. Embarkation Nation. Well, I kind of added that part in. The observation lounge is unique. Now, let me ask you a question about the observation lounge because I'm about to get off of here. Are they pumping in music? I mean, like loud music where you can't have like a normal conversation, or is it quiet? Because to me, the observation lounge should be like a quiet place. Ham and Cheese Adventure said this is why we don't cruise that much anymore. Cruising is getting too repetitious. It can be. Lee says, Lee, great stream, Bill. Have a great day. See you on the next one on the streams night all. We will see you around, Lee. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I mean, yes, kind of Liz, because I still love cruising. They're just taking away. I like. I, no offense. No, everybody has their own opinion. I guess what I don't they're taking away the quiet areas, and it's getting a lot tougher to sit back and enjoy the ocean and the sounds of the waves crashing on the ship. And it's getting tougher. I mean, you almost have to get a balcony. I don't like I mean, I don't I don't mind balconies, but balconies, I don't spend any time on a balcony normally. Since you can't smoke on the balconies anymore, I don't spend any time on a balcony. So balconies to me is a waste of money, because I'm never in a room. My cabin steward, I don't even know who my cabin steward is half the time, because when I do leave the cabin in the morning, I don't come back till late at night usually, unless I'm changing clothes, like I'm going to a special dining restaurant. I don't come back unless I'm changing clothes, and I just stay out all day. But yeah, no, there's no right or wrong answer. People like what they like. The Cam Fam. Thank you for the topic. The Cam Fam is why I was having this topic today, because they made the suggestion, and that's for everybody else. If there's a question. If you go to my community page on YouTube, if there's any topic you want me to talk about, uh, I want to talk about it. Whether it be kids, whether it be the size of the ships, whether it be uh, the ports that you want to go to. I'm just about done with the port of Miami. I'm just about done. I mean, it's getting to be so expensive, and I know a lot of ships are going out of there, and hopefully by February they correct the problem. I'm done with the port. I'm gonna have to start getting there at 8 o'clock in the morning. The port of Miami is terrible. Everybody saying hello. Scratch and Pete, welcome in, Scratch and Pete. Yeah. It's always been about money, photoshops, tuxedo rentals. It just changed as to what people are buying. Well, yes, it's always about money. When I was on the ship, let me take that down. When I was on the ship, people weren't coming around every 5 minutes. You want a tuxedo? You want a tuxedo? You want a tuxedo? They didn't come around asking, you want your photo? You want your photo? There were set times, on sea days usually, because that was like the second day would be a sea day, be a formal night. They would set up for photos. That was old school cruising. People would dress up, and a lot of people would rent tuxedos. You go get your picture taken, and yeah, I mean, people joined in. You didn't have, I mean, people. I don't do it anymore. But the one thing I don't do either, if it's formal night, I don't go to the main dining room. And I know, I mean, everybody can do whatever they want to do, but back in the day, they were somewhat strict on it. And I'm like, if people want to go someplace where they all dress up and enjoy dinner, I'm not coming down there in my shorts and t-shirt to interfere with that. Let them have their night. So that's what I do now. I don't go down there. I try to stay out of everybody's formal night when they're blocking off the steps or whatever. I try to avoid the areas. Let them have. But see, now the problem that is on these newer ships, it's not just the first sea day. It's every day, every night. I mean, they leave the equipment out now. The backgrounds and all, they leave it out there. Let's see. Happy day before Tuesday for Pete. Yes, Keisha. Pete, make sure people 12:15 tomorrow. Pete live, you got a chance to win. How many YouTube channels can you say you got a chance to win some money? Match Game, you got a chance. Thirsty Thursday, Scratch and Pete, not many where you can guarantee money if you're good enough. Music makes you want to buy a drink. Yeah, it makes me want to drink all right, Liz. On the Icon of the Seas, the Surfside balcony, the music was horribly loud. It is. I'm telling you. First of all, I don't want an interior facing balcony. I mean, that anything for money, I guess. But why? I don't want to sit on a balcony with people staring back at me from the balcony on the other side. I don't want a balcony. And I keep my curtains closed. I would never buy another interior balcony or ocean view or interior facing window again, as long as I cruise, unless the price is right and they give me a discount. I would never do it again. Now, if you want to relax cruising, you are going to do Silver Sea. Yes, I'm trying to do it without breaking the bank. And I'm afraid that's what it's going to take. Even Virgin Voyages come pretty close. Now they do have like weird seats throughout the ship, but you can find some places to relax, and it's not bad. It's just some of the shows that the venues, if they made the venues a little bit bigger, instead of trying to create like a unique venue, make the venues a little bit bigger. I think Virgin would be onto something. I'd like to see their next version of a Virgin ship. House of X, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. Everybody saying hello, hello, House of X. Okay, I'm trying to get down to the bottom because I'm getting ready to get out of here. T Breeze. Nanny D's dropping links left and right, left and right. Event yours, Tanya. Welcome in, Tanya. Tanya just put out a video about the utensils. I don't really make my own drinks. I mean, I buy a bottle and I drink like cognac or something like that, and I just pour it in a glass. It doesn't have to be the right glass or sniffed or anything like that. But anyway, she had like I've just made a video of as far as all the utensils, the what's that? The musher. I don't even know the name of the stuff. And I made a joke with her. I just use to mix up my drinks. I just use a butter knife. But she has go check out how to use the stuff. I mean, the strainers and all that. You've been saying you would make me a mod forever. Still waiting. By next show you will be a mod. Hold on. I think I can do it easily while the live is going on. I think. Wait, where's it? Why is that there? Hold on. How close am I to the bottom? Carol, welcome in, Carol. Carol had the sweetest video. She took her parents, and the parents I think were in the 80s on a cruise, and man, they were living their best life. They probably didn't mind the loud music. I'm just an old fuddy duddy. I'm an old fuddy duddy. Hold on. Nelly, welcome in, Nelly. Miami is horrid. You have to get to the terminal 3 days prior. It's horrid. It is horrid. Good analogy of it. Carnival Cruise Addicts, right there. Okay, let's see. Add as a moderator. Standard moderator. Boom! I did it. I think I did it. Who knows exactly what I did? I probably ended the live. Yes, it's horrid. That is a way to put it in there. See, a lot of people like the chill vibes. Okay. And even with the venues that they have, just some areas just have them quiet. If Lido Deck, I understand that at times when it's kind of a party scene, you got the Lido Deck. The back of the ship, make it a relaxing vibe. Even if it's music, turn it down a tone. I mean, every place on the ship doesn't have to be a rock concert. Together we travel. Welcome in, Kimberly Lavelle. Welcome in. Welcome in. Danny D has the right to zap anybody. Emily, yes, people like what they like. Yeah, I mean, it's no, I if I'm going on the Lido deck and they have the sell away party and I don't want to be part of it, it's for me to walk away. I mean, if people are having fun, enjoying themselves, all I want is a little quiet place where they don't have the music playing. That's all. Just give me a little place. I need a peaceful, chill area. That's what I'm talking about. And if I remember correctly, on the Excel class ships, that middle area where they had the adult only pool area was pretty good as far as being peaceful and quiet. And on the sides where the whirlpools were, it was peaceful and quiet. Not the Serenity, Solarium was like that. Solarium, though, was a little bit different because the people were so loud. Will G, I love the Cove. I haven't had one in 30 years, Will. I haven't had one in 30 years. So I finally got one. Had a great price. I'm like, I can't pass this one up. People don't spend as much money on themselves as they typically do on their children. Cruise lines know this. I agree. I mean, it's Icon. Icon was a perfect family cruise ship. There's no way around it. It was a perfect family cruise ship. It had something for the kids to do, for the adults to do. They had for me, they had, well, I went to Lou's Jazz and Blues Club. It was kind of small for as loud as they had the music playing. It was kind of loud. I mean, it was a tiny room for 40 people. They had a full orchestra band with amplifiers and stuff. It's like you really didn't need amplifiers, but it was a great place for great music. They did a tribute to Earth, Wind and Fire with the brass band and the horns. And man, it was good. Thank you, Tanya. I made it down there for that. I went down a couple of nights. Bill, we will be on MSC World America for New Year's. How do I get to the speakeasy? Okay, listen closely. This is what I did. It's a secret, right? And I went to, and this is information I got from Embarkation Nation. Elixir Bar. There's a bar on the ship, Elixir Bar. It's probably supposed to be like the Alchemy Bar or whatever. I went there and sat there and waited for an officer to come in. You know, the officers, they actually like run the bars and stuff. Usually have the white shirts on with the stripes, the brass, maybe not stripes, but they have brass. And in a slick way, try to ask them, say, "Oh, this is exactly what I did." Excuse me, I heard that you had a bar on here that is kind of a secret. Do you know anything about that? And he smiled. And he said something. He said something back. Well, you know, a lot of people shouldn't know about it. And we got into it. I said, well, I'll make it easy on you. I'll keep everything a secret. And anyway, long story short, we played around for a couple of seconds as far as the little banter we had. And they didn't give out tokens. They put my name on a list. And that was it. That was it. And just play the game. If you see an officer in a bar, you go up and ask, you know, play the game. It's a speakeasy. Everybody's not supposed to know about it. Everybody knows about it, but play along with the game. Here you go. Get on the list. Go down there and have the time of your life. It's going to get expensive because the drink package doesn't work there, and the drinks are overpriced. And then they come around with shots but it's a lot of fun, a lot of, you know, old school music. I mean, I enjoy myself. I enjoy myself with the speakeasy. I mean, Carnival, I'm assuming are they coming up with a speakeasy, or was I imagining things when they kept talking about speakeasy in the funnel? And I don't know. The observation deck. That sounds like something that I would love because Nettie, welcome in, welcome in. I just want to sit there and look out at the ocean. On nice days, I like to go outside and just look at the ocean. I could sit there all day and do that. Eventually, I don't need a balcony either, just a window preferred. Window. I don't want an interior facing window either because again, I had to keep my window shut because people can see me across the hall. And I'm like, well, what's the sense of having a window if I can't have a window? And it was facing the promenade, so they had music out there, but it was soundproof because I really couldn't hear the music. So it was like it defeated the purpose for everything. The curtain just stayed closed. Miami is costly. It's getting that way. Miami is horrid. Yeah, we went down that terminal. Or that's terminal. You have to get to Terminal 3 3 days prior. I never did it before. Now, when I start looking at cruises, I look at what port they're coming out of or they go out of, because that Lita Shea, welcome in, because that Miami, I mean, hopefully they can redo it. Galveston is another one. Is Rick in here? Texas cruiser, governor of Galveston. Anyway, Galveston is getting terrible, and they're talking about adding more ships. Holy moly! When you leave that terminal trying to get an Uber, it's Miami. it's Miami. I mean, that's between Miami and Galveston. No thanks. I mean, you can keep both. You can keep both. As far as the getting to the port or leaving the port, I mean, it's packed. It's packed. I just want something simple, and that's where Margaritaville, going out of West Palm Beach, easy peasy. You go up to Seattle, 2 ships, easy peasy. Florida, Port Canaveral and all those, they seem a lot easier. They seem like they designed it to handle the traffic. Everybody saying hello. Don't forget, people, if you have not already hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. Hit the notification bell so when I do go live, I think I owe my members a live, or I owe them something, the video, live, something. People, I'm not going to hold you up much longer, but this is for you. If you go live, I think they did an update to the iPhones, and the update is putting in noise cancellation. So I literally went, well, where was I at? I think I was at the Jazz Club on Icon. I was 2 places. I was at one of the shows. I tried to go live. I forgot I had my noise canceling headphones on, and I had my phone hooked up to that. So I think it blocked out the noise. I think that's what it was, but it could have been just the phone because I thought I disconnected it. But it blocks out. You can hear people talking, but you can't hear the music. So I went to the nightclub, the Jazz Club. They had a jazz singer. You can hear her singing or talking, but you can't hear the music at all. And YOLO was at a Sellaway party yesterday live, and she thought she was going to get like this copyright and all this other stuff. No, ma'am, we couldn't hear the music. I think the iPhones have you have to go in there probably and cut it off. I was talking to my son about it. He's pretty good as far as tech, and it's a noise isolation, noise canceling, noise reduction, whatever it is. So if you're trying to film on your phone and you're trying to get music and the sound of the ocean and all this other stuff, you're going to have to go in there and shut off that noise cancellation, because apparently they didn't have it where you had to opt in. Are you in or out? Are you in? We're talking about the reward program another day. Are you in or are you out? I opted in, people. I got 4 cruises. I got 3 carnivals coming up. I'm in. I'm all the way in. I'm never leaving Carnival. And you're not leaving Carnival in. So just join in. So whatever few benefits you do have for the next couple of years, keep them. It can't hurt. So opt in, people. I'm telling you now, opt in. Anyway, I don't know where I was even going with that. But yeah, for whatever reason, it came on and nobody knew about it. So people think people are hearing the music. You don't hear that. Is that Moonlight Adventures in Moonlight Adventures? Welcome in, welcome in. I didn't see you sneak in the back door. Welcome in. I appreciate it. Um, 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 uh, I can't afford it. I need a cheap cruise line as far as price. I need Royal. I'm a part of the casino plans. I get cheap cruises. Carnival, same thing. MSC, same things. I need cheap cruises, but Carnival. I mean, MSC with the Loft Cafe on the sea. Which one's down in Galveston now? Seascape, Seashore, Seascape. I think it's Seascape is in Galveston. That is, to me, is a great design ship too. I mean, two reasons, three reasons. They have, whoops, sorry, it's a great ship. See them? They have on the eighth floor. They have the sports bar with slot machines in it, and if you're on a casino deal, you drink free in the casino, and by the slot machines being in there, they consider that a casino. So you can just walk up to the bar and get your drinks. The Jazz Lounge, which is right across the hall, is ideal. Perfect jazz location, a bar big enough where they're not blowing out your eardrums like on Icon. And then right outside the glass there on the deck, they have the smoking area. So when I'm on Seascape, I believe what it is, I don't leave the eighth floor. I couldn't tell you about the other floors because that's everything I gotta do. Casino, smoking area, Jazz Lounge. I don't leave. And Texas Cruiser, they vouched for it because they were always there. Him and his wife Donna, they're always at the bar, sitting there, meeting everybody. And so, yes, Tanya, celebrity probably one of these cruise lines would probably be better for me. I'd have to go there and get some comps before I can afford to go there on a regular basis. Carol, oh wow, just getting here. Carol, I'm glad you showed up. As I said, I was talking about your parents, and it just reminded me of me. And no, because your dad was the life of the party. I'm never going to be the life of the party. He was the life of the party. People go check it out. What did I like best about the Icon? Getting off? No, that's not true. I thought it was an incredible ship. It was a beautiful ship. I really don't have anything. It's just too big. But I have nothing bad really to say about it. I have really nothing bad to say about it. A music hall, that was the best venue for me on the Star. Music hall is right next to the casino. Yes, music hall is a great place. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about the Icon. It's just too big for me. As I get older, I like a smaller, more compact ship, so I don't have to walk for days to get from one venue to another. Here's dinner. Well, that's in the back of the ship. The show. Well, that's in the front of the ship. Okay, let me put my backpack on and get to hiking. So, but as far as the venues themselves, they did an excellent job. The base camp is up there, like kind of in one of the what deck was that? 15, 16 maybe. Kind of going where the slides and stuff are, and it came through. If you want hamburgers, chicken nuggets, and stuff like that, it was a perfect location. No lines, fresh food. I have no complaints. Sorrento's pizza was good. I have no complaints. Just the size, the only complaint that I would have, and it has nothing to do with the ship. It's just it's too big for me, and I got to walk a lot. But no, I love the Icon, but I have no desire to necessarily go. I'm not in a rush to get back on it because the things that I want are on smaller ships. I like Royal's older ships, and I didn't know they have the promenades, they have the balloon drops, they have all the venues, boleros, and all this, and schooners, and all. They have kind of everything that I like. The solarium, So I can't complain about Royal too much. Everybody saying hello. And with that, just asking for a friend. Welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you. I always get into Keisha and Keisha. I got Keisha compliant. Almost. Spelled a little differently, I believe. Will G. People. Oh, for MSC, the speakeasy, people were keeping the tokens. People always ruin everything. Everything. I know it's a secret. They ruin everything. I mean, you know, it's a shame as far as like people going to theaters and they want to hold a whole row for their people. They shouldn't even allow it. I mean, it's getting to the point now. If you want to hold one seat for like, husband, wife, maybe 2 seats, husband, wife, child. If you want to hold a seat or 2, maybe. People now are just, I mean, they're like blocking off rows. No, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. You shouldn't. I mean, people, you shouldn't do it. Not allowed. You shouldn't do it. If your people aren't there, oh well. Obviously, the show wasn't a priority for them. Let them get whatever seats they may. Some of us like to get there early and get a good seat. Anywho, see, then that's what I thought. If the speakeasy, I'm like, I mean, the funnel. I mean, how would they possibly put a bar in there? But I don't know exactly what's in there. If what ship is that where the funnel, it comes down and it's like over the restaurant, the like the steakhouse, I believe. And you look out over the pink glass. But I'm like, was there? Event yours officer, like a captain of the ship, not the captain. It'll be just a boss, white shirt. Just look for the officers wear white shirts. The regular people, they don't wear white shirts. They wear the uniforms and all the other stuff. The white shirt, black pants, white shirt. Usually they'll have gold bars, not stripes necessarily. Stripes are, if it's stripes, normally they're lower ranking. Bars, they're like captain, lieutenant. Anyway, doesn't matter. White shirt, bars, and play a game with them. When I saw that though, it was like the next day or something, and it was like people were still going on about it, and that's what threw me off. Well, I won't lie, I would keep the token too. Nelly said but so would you get Nelly? Would you get 2? Because if you had to turn it in to get in, how would you keep it? Unless they weren't bright enough to take the token from you and hoping you turned it in on your own. So would you have to get 2? Can't have nice things. Oh, people always mess up the nice things. How is Galveston easy? Oh, you live here. Yes. Go to Galveston and get off a ship and try to get an Uber. Just get off, even the newest port, the MSC. Go to Galveston and try to get an Uber. It's terrible. Terrible. When I went down there for it wasn't bad. At least MSC allowed us to come inside and sit down. When I went down there for the inaugural cruise for Jubilee, I don't know how long I stood outside in the heat trying to get inside. It was terrible. But no, take an Uber out after a cruise and tell me what you think. Yeah. Okay, when's the last time you've been to Miami, Tanya? They're doing construction. People are having an hour and a half wait. And Royal Port, the Ubers pick up and drop off at the same location. So you got this traffic, stuck in traffic, trying to get over the bridge or under the tunnel or through the tunnel. And they're all trying to get there. it takes them 30 or 45 minutes. And that's being generous to get there. It's terrible. Terrible, I say. Anyway, the Galveston is great. What Galveston have you guys been at? Ask. I love Cruising Royal. I mean, we were out there I was trying to get Uber. She was trying to get Uber. I mean, it took a while. Bill, no way is Miami and Galveston are alike. You had a fluke. No, I know. Oh, well, no, I'm like, Galveston isn't as bad as Miami. Well, just that last time when that cruise, MSC, that first cruise, I believe it was first cruise, might have been. Anyway, it was terrible. And Jubilee, I was down there for Jubilee. It was terrible. I actually had to walk away from the port area to the street to get an Uber. They said it was an accident or something, and it's like one way in, one way out. And I mean, every time I went down to Galveston, it's been terrible. Terrible. Miami is just ridiculous now. Oh, thank you, Nelly. Appreciate it. Just cause. Well, I'll put it on my Uber bill. Thank you, Nelly. Hold on. Assets.
Yay for the super chat. Yay for the super chat. Yay for the super chat.
Thank you, Nelly. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to get back to the chat. For some reason I got opted email and I have never sailed a Carnival. Maybe you signed, I don't know. Maybe you signed up for something. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. But I need somebody, whoever goes down to Galveston, please let me know how the traffic is, especially with the new ships coming in. Please tell me how you got to get an Uber. Get an Uber out after the cruise is over. That's what I want to see. The donut shop had a bunch of cruise duck behind the counter. The donut shop is called Duck Donuts. Sweet. Every so often, celebrity will offer Royal Cruises, cruises. Ooh. Google the Blue Chip Club. Put your Royal info on and just check periodically. I will do that. Thank you for the info, Nelly. I will definitely do that. I was trying to get away from Carnival, but the offers they give me are just, Carnival treats me well. I have nothing but good things to say about Carnival. Tanya says, just get a scooter, Bill. You're in good shape. You can walk a few feet. I can't. It's just, I'm not getting a scooter. First of all, I'm not getting a scooter unless I really need a scooter. And I'm not going to cut the line. And but it's just so far to walk and it's unnecessary. So yes, I don't need that much ship. I mean, half of that area is water park. I don't need a water park. And Carnival's newest ship is going to have a full-blown water park. I don't need that. With that, I'm trying to get down to the bottom, and then we can get out of here real quick. CCA just put out a video of the steakhouse in the funnel. I forget what ship they have those. Yes, it's cool. There's the super chat. Thank you again. I appreciate that, Nelly. It's the impulse pricing that's bad. The impulse pricing, or are you talking about the dynamic pricing, where they change price depends on what ship you're on? What's impulse pricing? Now I've had impulse buying, like I gotta have that. Oh, shiny shoes! I need the shoes. I've had impulse buying, but not. I don't know what you mean by pricing. Bill, your next cruise out of Galveston, let me plan your transit. I will. How are you going to plan it? I did. I planned it. I planned my Uber for Miami this time. The day before, I planned my Uber. Pick me up at 9:45. I had a kind of a late getting off the ship. 9:45. My driver canceled. Oh, there was an accident. Bye. He canceled on me. He's getting in line. The line was so long, he didn't want to wait. I had a great price because my price was like $44 from Miami to the Fort Lauderdale airport. I had a great price because the transfer from the cruise line, they sold out. I tried to do that like 3 days ahead of time. It was sold out by then. So I should have did it as soon as I got on the ship. But anyway, now when I try to get an Uber, it was $70 to go from Miami to Fort Lauderdale. But he canceled on me. I go catch the trolley to Bayside, then the train or Uber to the airport. I may have to try that. But I got luggage. I'm old, man. I'm dragging the luggage around. What happened to convenience? I really tried to, you know what? I really tried to just get on the shuttle from the cruise port, which they do have shuttles. I wasn't sure exactly about Miami because it's been a second before I took a shuttle. But they do have shuttles that take you to the airport outside that you can pay and probably pay, $30, and it'll take you to the airport. But some have that. Of course, Galveston doesn't have that, or they didn't. So it's Uber or Lyft or nothing. The Jay Jordan, welcome in, Jay Jordan. He's a cruiseaholic now. He's out there cruising all the time. A Texas cruiser he can't tell me anything unless he's coming to pick me up. He couldn't tell me anything about it. Because there's no way to get on. Anyway, yes, I will talk to him. I've talked to him about they need to do something about that. They need the infrastructure. They have to do something with the infrastructure down there in Galveston. I know you guys are saying it's nothing. I don't know. I mean, nothing maybe compared to Miami. I go to any other port. It's easy peasy, and you just Spirit class ships. I thought it was Spirit class ships like the Pride. I thought it was Spirit class ships, Will, but I wasn't sure. The price of Uber has changed depending on how many people want one. I understand. I mean, they change, but when you schedule one, you're supposed to get that price. I scheduled it, and I'm not, the guy he canceled because he probably saw that, hey, I can make X amount of dollars, and this bum is trying to get over here for a cheaper price. I got that. But then don't let me schedule a Uber. Texas is big on small business shuttle services. I'd have to see that. We'll see. I think they're getting better, Carol, but I will definitely check that. I'm gonna call you and Carol, get me from here home to the airport to the Hobby. I think it's Hobby is where I want to go. No mellow here. Because I'm not in my cabin, Keisha. I was mellow last week because I was in my cabin. I didn't want to yell and scream. I didn't want my cabin steward to get security come check and see if I was okay. No, this is the Cruise Banter with Bill. I have to get used to saying that, Cruise Banter with Bill. Okay, people, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate you all stopping in here. Please do me a favor. If you have not hit the like button, hit the like button on the way out. Hit the notification bell. If you're not a member or if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the notification bell. I'd appreciate it. You know what? I just ignored Instagram. Normally I have Instagram on another page. Cruising into Retirement has joined. They're gone. But welcome in. Hopefully they got some information out of it. Anyway, also, if you want to, like what you hear, no problem. If you want to sign up, become a member of the Strong Crew, I'm trying to get better at being more proactive to the Strong Crew. I appreciate it. Kimberly, also Google festivals, bikeathons in the city. Yes, that is, but honestly, the cost. Cost of Uber is going up, but that's not the cost. I just need to get into an Uber. You could charge me. I understand. I just need to get into an Uber. I wasn't able to get into an Uber at any price when I was in Galveston last time. I had to wait literally for most people to get out of Galveston. You know how you go to Uber and it's like looking for a driver, looking for a driver, looking for a driver. It's more crowded than usual. I mean, that's what they kept doing. And that was Galveston. And that was MSC. The one before that, they couldn't get in. They would not connect me. I had to walk off site with my luggage down one of the streets to get an Uber. No. Good night, Nelly. I appreciate you being in here. Okay, with that, I'm down to the bottom. Appreciate you guys all being in here, hanging with me. And also make sure that you go to my community page on YouTube. If there's anything you want me to talk about, it helps me out and gives me something to talk about. And I can give you my opinion. It's only my opinion. No right or wrong answers, even though I'm usually right. But no, seriously, no right or wrong answers. I appreciate you guys coming in, talking. No premiere tomorrow. Check out Shay's video, 6 o'clock tomorrow. Instead of me having a premiere, go check out Shay's video at 6 p.m. The dark side of cruising. I'm so interested in that because it's not all fun and games. It's not fun and games. I mean, I have a shirt I'm put out where this guy was in Cozumel. He rented a scooter in Cozumel. Needless to say, it didn't end well for him. And I have a picture. I'm gonna do a little short. Check out my shorts because I try to do cruise related, opt in, opt out. I try to do it, make it cruise related. Anyway, I'll probably post a picture. If I was smart and thinking ahead, I could have posted it this time. But a guy, he crashed on his scooter. Luckily, he made it back to the ship. He was banged up. And what I didn't understand was his shirt is all bloodied. He's all scraped up, no bandages. His leg is all scraped up, no bandages. What I didn't understand was why are you up here in the smoking area getting a drink instead of going changing your clothes, cleaning yourself up? I didn't understand that at all. Sir, go clean yourself up. Go find a Band-Aid. Go something. You need help. I know you didn't want to miss the ship. You need help, sir. Anyway, I'm going to put that short out sometime soon. But Cozumel, the scooter, it claimed another one. Be careful when you rent these scooters. And he had to pay, on top of that, he had to pay $1,000 to the scooter company for tearing up the scooter. $1,000 on top of being hurt. Thank you, Emily. Blessed Levette, great show, Bill. Love the vibes. Appreciate it, Levette. Appreciate you coming in. Will G, good night all, everybody. Danny D is dropping Elisa's link coming up at 7 p.m. if you want to go check out Danny D. Yes, Keisha. Ouch. I don't know which one I felt more. The scrapes he had on his arm. Keisha, I think I sent Keisha the picture. He was all scraped up on one of his sides, his arm. I mean, it was bloody. And his shirt was all dried blood and stuff like that. I'm telling you, it was yeah. Anyway, maybe I won't post it because they'll probably give me a copyright. Anyway, with that being said, people, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. And yeah, Carol, you probably after out the insurance thinking that he's going to save a couple of bucks. So yes. Anywho, hit the like button on the way out. Notification bell. If you're not a member of the Strong Crew, think about joining the Strong Crew. At least join the subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. And with that being said, make sure you stay strong and embrace the journey. And we're going to end the stream now. Bye-bye.
Boom, 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 boom,